Once you understand this, you'll be able to live the life you've dreamed of. You'll have more money, the perfect relationship, a better job, whatever you want. It can be yours so quickly it might scare you. And the exciting thing is, with modern instruments, we can measure and observe the truth of the Tesla code. If your interest has been piqued, keep watching. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. Nikola Tesla. Who was Nikola Tesla? He's known as the father of electricity. He was a genius, absolutely. But, as we all know, there's a fine line between genius and crazy. Did you know he once claimed to have caused an earthquake? This is what he said. "I was experimenting with vibrations. I had one of my machines going, and I wanted to see if I could get it in tune with the vibration of the building. I put it up notch after notch. There was a peculiar cracking sound. I asked my assistants, where did the sound come from? They did not know. I put the machine up a few more notches. There was a louder cracking sound. I knew I was approaching the vibration of the steel building. I pushed the machine a little higher. Suddenly, all the heavy machinery in the place was flying around." It may sound like something from a science fiction novel, but this was all part of the job for Tesla. He went on to say, "I grabbed a hammer and broke the machine. The building would have been about our ears in another few minutes. Outside in the street, there was pandemonium. The police and ambulances arrived. I told my assistants to say nothing. We told the police it must have been an earthquake. That's all they ever knew about it." He waited 37 years to brag about this story. But why? This is because he discovered something astonishing that day, even though he nearly took out a full apartment building. But why is this so significant to the number 3? Well, Tesla claimed that he caused 3 earthquakes overall. That in itself may not seem too special, but given what was discovered later, the big picture comes into play. Of all his discoveries, this was not quite the one we remember, but it was his most powerful. This is because this was the foundation of the understanding that the entire universe is energy. This means that is available to and subject to your mind. In other words, easy to alter. Tesla used that discovery to get everything he ever wanted, to become the most brilliant man who has ever walked the face of the earth. You can too, and it's easier than you think. Many think that the death of Tesla was the end of this great revelation. But that was not what the universe had in store. In the back of an antique shop, cluttered with books and boxes, something surfaced. That something was the recently discovered set of original Nikola Tesla drawings that have never been seen before, or at least, not understood. These findings reveal a map to multiplication. This might lose those among you who are spiritual, but please give the benefit of the doubt. Faith and physics are closer than you think. This multiplication map contains all numbers in a simple-to-use system, or at least as simple as mathematics gets. The drawings were discovered at an antique shop in central Phoenix, Arizona, by a local artist called Abe Zucca, and thank goodness, or should I say, thank the universe, that they did stumble upon this brilliant find. These documents are believed to have been created during the last years of Tesla's free energy lab called Wardenclyffe, which is just one more exemplary example of his life. The manuscript is thought to contain many solutions to unanswered questions about mathematics, including many that wouldn't traditionally be seen as mathematics. It is known as the map to multiplication, or the math spiral. Zucca, the artist who found it sitting back there and collecting dust, made a few copies and showed the drawings around to different thinkers, dreamers, and mathematicians, something which has had an explosive result, something akin to an individual Big Bang. It was this research that brought him to announce that he had found the Tesla code. It sounded impressive in itself, but what was to come of that was bound for even further greatness. It would not just be the artist that worked on this discovery, but many others. It is said that the Tesla code can help you shape your life into anything you want it to be. It transforms desires and dreams into tangible results, whether it is to have more money, more powerful relationships, a better job, a more brilliant mind, more sex, better luck, better health, a more beautiful appearance, or anything else you might be able to envision and manifest. The Tesla code can deliver easily and quickly. The code is the result of the map, and more so, it is part of the universe. However, we all need tools, and in drawing up these images, Tesla provided us with the perfect one. This map is a device which allows us to see numbers as patterns in many forms. Whether this is the formation of prime numbers, twin primes, highly composite numbers, multiplication and division of angle, or other numerical systems. These are coded into the hardwired structure of the universe. It's hard to believe, but it is likely that there are more yet to be discovered. Tesla was quoted as saying, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. I have not penetrated into the secrets of this core, but I know that it exists." If he believed that he had not penetrated the core, how much is out there? The easiest and most correct answer is everything. The possibilities are limitless. Limitless with the power of 3, 6, and 9. You might be wondering why these three numbers are so significant, and what the heck they have to do with the 12-grid code found in a dusty back area of an antique shop. Well, this is where it gets really interesting. It turns out that when the device was examined, the digital roots of the numbers in positions 3, 6, 9, and 12 consistently repeat in the same sequence. And what do you think that this repeating sequence was? Yes, that's right. 3, 6, 9. I firmly believe, as do many other scholars, that this is what Tesla was referring to. The self-organization of numbers and their digital roots compounding with the universal frequencies and patterns, always scale matter of 3, 6, and 9. Instead of memorizing the multiplication table, which would be incredibly difficult before you've unlocked some of its secrets, you could learn the positions of the numbers. Through doing this, you will have a fuller picture and have a better understanding of how they work. There is more to numbers than the mere quantities we assign them. That has been evident for centuries. Just look at the I Ching or almanacs that have guided people for thousands of years. Numbers are alive. They are the building blocks of creation. They structure our waking reality. I can understand that this might seem like a stretch for some of you, and a few of you are probably hanging over the next button right now. If you've made it this far, though, you'll know that there is more to this. After all, that's why you're still watching, isn't it? All the great mystics and philosophers throughout the ages understood this numeric universe. They saw that nature works in numbers. Why does a bubble find itself perfectly spherical? For the best surface coverage. Why are honeycombs made in hexagonal? Because 6 is the most efficient number. Why does the natural order of things follow these patterns? The answer is numbers. Numbers, numbers, numbers. And it won't be long until we are able to manufacture energy and reshape our world the way nature intended, through implosion rather than explosion, going within to change the outside world. There's one other fact about the Tesla spiral that makes it interesting. The diagram is dated 12-12-12 and was signed 1912. Isn't that crazy? No, that's the universe aligning itself to fit the natural numbers. The facts play out, far beyond coincidence. However, many offer up the question, Was Tesla discovering something new, or was he just finding an explanation for an existing phenomena? Many cultures have placed the numbers 3, 6, and 9 at their core. Think of the Holy Trinity in Christianity, or the 9 gods of ancient Greece. Today, the Borromean rings are commonly used as a symbol of the Trinity. These are 3, yes, another set of 3. If you can't see the pattern to it yet, then you haven't been listening. Rings whose interlocking relies on the full set. Taking away one disrupts the balance completely. This is mimicked in the Trinity. The mystery of the Christian Trinity is expressed in the Athanasian Creed, stating that we worship one God in Trinity, and Trinity in unity, neither confounding the persons nor dividing the substance, which replicates this mathematical definition in a spiritual way. Once again, nature is reiterated by number. The Greeks have similar legends, linking spiritual practice to 3, 6, and 9. 9 seems to be the most prominent. The Ennead was the collaborating of the 9 gods that represented the archetypal principles that regulated and ruled the cosmos through the laws of number. This seemed self-referential, but remember, this is far before Tesla's time. He was ahead of it, not before. Anyway, I digress. This company of 9 has shown its face many times throughout the world. Norse mythology, the god Odin hung on the Yggdrasil tree for 9 days. Benjamin Franklin was Grand Master of the charitable Nine Sisters Lodge. In the European Middle Ages history presents the 9 worthies, semi-legendary figures who personified the ideas of chivalry. And this isn't it. It even crops up in our daily conversations and phrases. We use these naturally without conscious thought. I imagine we've all heard the phrase of being on cloud 9, or being dressed to the nines. Even the 9 lives of a cat, which is obviously a complete exaggeration. This is the power, though, of the inbuilt 9. 999. Why is that the European emergency number? Why 9? Is it becoming weird yet? It shouldn't be. If anything, it should be becoming clearer. Let's look at religion again. The Christians mythologized the power of these 9 numbers in the Christian angelic hierarchy. In this system, those angels being the 9 seraphim, 8 cherubim, 7 thrones, 6 dominions, 5 virtues, 4 powers, 3 principalities, 2 archangels, and 1 angel. And as if that wasn't enough, even the ancient Mayan venerated the principles of 9. The Hebrew letter Teth, transcribed as a T, meant serpent, or the secret intelligence of all spiritual activities, and was designated by the number, guess what? Yes, 9. The number 9 shows up quite often in the metrology of our universal architecture as well. The diameters of the moon, the sun, and the earth using decimal parity all reduce down to this number of spirit. That's a few more than I would consider coincidence. Let's talk about the code of nature. Whether you believe in God or simply the power of the nature, it's undeniable that the code is evident in the numerology of all aspects of nature. From swirls, symmetry, and perfect balance, it's all there. It is something that can be plotted on a graph. The 3, 9, and 6 always occur together with the 9 as the control. On the graph, the 3, 9, and 6 do not connect at the base. That is because it is a vector which they form. Now let's get technical. The 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 is the third dimension, while the oscillation between the 3 and 6 demonstrates the fourth dimension, which is considered to be the higher dimensional magnetic field of an electrical coil. Electricity and numbers. And we're back to Tesla. Tesla used this secret to become such a brilliant man. It is supposed that when a reporter asked Einstein how it felt to be the smartest man in the world, he responded, "I don't know. You'll have to ask Nikola Tesla." In many ways, Tesla invented the modern world without inventing anything at all. All he really did was categorize it. The Tesla code can deliver anything and everything you want into your life, easily and quicker than you could possibly imagine. But how? That's the big question, isn't it? Let's look at a previous experiment to picture this clearly. And yes, this is something that can be scientifically measured. As I've said, it's just numbers. In the experiment we're going to look at, scientists would take a random number generator. They chose one that would generate random bytes, ones and zeros. When run normally, the generators would create approximately 50% ones and 50% zeros, an exact half split. Scientists then decided to add a human message. In this, they told people to try and get the generator to produce more ones or more zeros. The question is, did it affect the generators when someone wished for more ones or zeros? When evaluating all the data, the answer is clearly, yet shockingly, yes. In short, people imagined something they wanted, used their conscious minds to focus on that outcome, and the universe made that outcome a reality. This seems ridiculous, but the numbers don't lie. And that power, the power to envision something and to conceive it in your imagination, is exactly how the Tesla code works. It is a matter of intention, and the results don't lie. They can't lie, because they're numbers. To fully understand this, we have to take a trip deep into the brain and how it works on a chemical and electrical number-based level to explain. The brain is a network of neurons. These are a part of the brain cells which talk to each other via small electric impulses that move over synapses. Each neuron can talk with up to 10,000 other neurons over the synapses. This process of neurons talking to each other is how we remember things and is important in this theory's application. Each neuron is filled with small structures called microtubules. The microtubules are made of small curved proteins and communicate with each other in a similar way that a computer would communicate with other computers. You can consider your brain as a computer, and the universe is your Wi-Fi. If we look at the work of several different scientists, we come up with a shocking conclusion. Our conscious mind is inseparably linked to the world around us at the most fundamental quantum level. Sounds difficult, but it's not. Essentially, the conscious mind can exert influence and control over the world around us at the quantum level. This is done through intention and manipulation. That said, you cannot expect an instant miracle. If that was the case, we would have discovered the effectiveness of 3, 6, and 9 along with intention years ago. Actually, many did, but when linked to the word witchcraft or magic, many people turn off. The principle is the same. Anyway, the world doesn't just materialize what you want and drop it in your lap as easy as 1, 2, 3. Maybe as easy as 3, 6, 9, but let's keep on point. What happens when you concentrate on something you want is that the Tesla code sets in motion the events necessary for you to get it. Not everything happens in just one quantum collapse, unfortunately. These things take time, and it happens over the course of hundreds or thousands of quantum collapses. The speed of success depends on what you want and how complicated it is to bring it to you. This alters the manifestation time. In order for you to receive larger things, that takes longer. More importantly, you have to keep your mind focused on the goal. This is crucial. It does not have to be every second of every day, but focused and often enough to make sure you keep the events you set in motion moving in your direction. If your mind is all over the place, the reverberations will be too. Because of this, the first lesson is to learn to focus your mind. You need to make sure you know what you want. Only then, through the power of focus, can you unleash after you fully understand the Tesla code. This is what will bring your desires into your life.